Welcome to Movie Babies. I'm Devin.
I'm Sean.
It's the Trailer Review Show, episode 33.
We're talking more spooky October movies.
It's still spooky.
We got the Snowman. We got Madea 2, finally.
And we have a special celebrity guest.
We'll introduce him in a minute.
So I recently saw The Big Sick.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
Really liked it.
You're late to the game on all these movies. I like hearing your way after the fact reviews.
I knew that story because I followed Kamel and Emily on their podcast.
Right.
So it was really cool to see their story take place on a big screen. I'm very curious what was different. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised about how much it focused on their families. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was the most interesting part, the Ray Romano character.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I did see it. Went down to Burlington or something to see it with Keith. It was really good. I don't think it changed the game on romantic comedies the way some people did, but I think that's because I was familiar with the story beforehand.
My one complaint is I wish there was more focus on Kamel and Emily when they got together. Mm-hmm. The time frame was a little off for me. Oh, you guys are dating now? And then it was when they broke up, it was wait, so are you broken up for good? And then they're in the coma already, and so
there's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on. You needed a little more to get invested in their relationship, but as a whole, I thought the film was very good.
It's good. I saw Flatliners
the
other
other
night.
It?
Yeah, it's fucking awful, but I will definitely watch it again sometime because it's worth
Will you do
viewing.
A Saturday morning review of that one?
Maybe I should. That's a good idea.
Just tear it apart.
There's not a lot to talk about. It doesn't have much. It's such a vaporwave movie. It's just nonsense.
Okay.
I'll try. Okay. I'll do my best.
To keep track of all that stuff, you can visit our website, www.moviebabies.com.
Here is the show.
He calls himself the Snowman Killer. He's completely insane.
Keep the front door open.
I'm thinking that he's going after women that he disapproves of.
What's that cheeky grinning? Come on now.
The only thing we know for sure is that he's playing games with us.
Okay, intro battle.
Michael the Snowman was a sad little soul. Made a movie, it sucked ass. He can blow it out his hole.
Okay, let me...
Dum 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 dum. Look at Michael blow.
Alright, I thought you were coming up...
Dum 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 dum. He's gonna steal the show.
Well done.
You did a great job.
Thank you, Gary.
Do you have a mumble rap version?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of an automatic mumble rap.
That's true.
This is what I do anyways.
Kind of more of a stumble rap.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm the stumbling. I'm
Hold on, let me start again. I had a thought, and I lost it. Okay, now ready?
I need a real life edit button, and then I'd be perfect.
No, all you need is some trap drums. You're good to go.
All right, just follow those around.
We're gonna review The Snowman, which I don't know is some kind of weird killer thriller bullshit. But we have with us today our good friend, our Trailer War expat, our Bleedingham mastermind, Mr. Gary Washington, to discuss this Snowman trailer with us.
Thank you, Sean, for having me. It's always cool when the Trailer Wars cats call me. I don't want to just consider you guys Trailer Wars cats. I'd like to congratulate you in your new awesome movie babies and Snowman rap. That shit is dope.
Just so you know, we don't do a Snowman rap in every episode.
Oh, that's not a thing?
We do rap sometimes. They're not always about snowman.
Okay.
But
it was a good thing. I was digging it. But anyways, I'm here. I saw the trailer.
What happened? What did we see? I kind of spaced out.
Well, there's a lot of snow.
Yeah.
And there's a guy there, and he's throwing snowballs. And of course,
of course,
he's throwing snowballs.
He's stalking women and throwing snowballs. Mm-hmm. So immediately he's an asshole. He's just a dick. And Michael Fassbender is there to save him. But as I took in my notes from watching the trailer with you guys, I am in a love-hate relationship with Fassbender right now, so it's a very biased opinion of him.
And you were telling us why that is. What's your beef with Fassbender?
Well, I just feel that he's good, but I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship with him, and Ridley Scott is the puppet master that is pulling the strings. It's like, if I owed Ridley Scott respect for making Alien, he's sending Fassbender to come and kick my ass and then do something stupid like Assassin's Creed on the side.
Yeah.
And it's like Fassbender is good enough to make you want to watch this stupid shit that Ridley Scott is throwing at us and calling Alien. And it's like, I get it, dude. Call it Paradise. Call it Covenant. I'll watch that too because Fassbender's fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch 2 Fassbenders and 1 fucking Alien. Yeah, you know, but it's Alien Covenants. But I digress, man. You know, so here I am. I'm taking Fassbender in a lot, and here he is again. And now he's in the snow, and he's screaming, and he's pushed to the edge. And once again, I just try to invest myself in this trailer with you guys, but I just see clips of Alien Covenant with him and the other one teaching him things about the flute and what it is to be a man and all of this like freshman college philosophical bullshit, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that.
No, that's what we want you to do. That's why you're here.
At his credit, you know, I didn't watch Let the Right One In because I'm like, fuck that, I'm a purist, I'm going to watch the original. I just watched the original the other night. It was very good. I just want you to know that the Blu-ray has like a screensaver on the menu that has the perfect white noise. Like, I'm just like, fuck, that is good.
You just fall asleep.
So you play it when you go to sleep, you wake up, and it's like, oh, snowstorm. That shit is dope. Anyways, there's nothing here. I wasn't into Tinker Tailor, Super Spy, or anything like that.
That's a better name for that movie.
I feel like this will be another Michael Fassbender is pushed to the edge and finds the epiphany that he is looking for. All of the usual gimmicks of a serial killer there, the stick figures, the oh look, the head melted and there's a lady in the snow. Who will be the lady in the snow next? The way the trailer was cut, it seems like it was cut by a guy that drinks wine and drives a fancy car. And maybe because there was wine in the trailer and I just made that association. But like,
maybe he just wants some wine.
Right. It just seemed like it was like a lavish affair with small town politics that are going to be exposed. And at the heart of it all, there's a mayor that's crooked as fuck. And Michael Fassbender will be facing him naked on a mountain. At least that's what I hope happens in this fucking movie. You know what I'm saying?
Just massive dicks swinging in the
exactly. Hard nipples from the cold. So that's pretty much what I got. You know, I'm also tired of films making us fear cold weather. We should be embracing the cold. It's like, fuck, man. They make this shit terrible for us in the coming seasons and at the expense for them to make a few bucks.
Yeah.
So, fuck you for that, filmmakers. You know.
A couple things, Gary. One, I love that you just went down your list. And I was like, I got this. I'm loving it.
That's great.
Number 2, the winter thing. So Winter Wonderland. What happened to like all the kids? You know, the Magic Toy Island.
Exactly. Exactly, man.
Winter's not scary.
You want some more winter like rom-coms. What's the one? The Christmas one that everyone loves? Love Actually?
I haven't seen
Yeah,
Nobody
no.
knows. That's right, because we all spend our time watching horror movies that happen at Christmas rather than funny movies and nice movies that we watch.
But this one particularly, I'm not a fan of films that the killer like exclusively stalks a particular gender.
Yeah,
or a race or anything like that. It's just like that's a weird axe to grind. Like it takes me out of the movie and makes me wonder what the writer was thinking about when they were writing that.
Because it's been done so much.
Right.
It's like, oh, he's targeting women because he disapproves of their lifestyle.
Right.
And it's like, don't do that anymore, please.
Because it's tired, or because it's just so icky. It's not shocking anymore, but it's so real that we're like, that's just not being handled well.
I think the problem with it is we see so much of this shit in real life that, you know, we want to see things that we can compartmentalize in our horror these days. Things that are a little more fantastic or something, and like not worry about if the white dude down the street driving an Audi is killing women and leaving snowmen and I'm going to get blamed for it because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking, I know that sounds... I just don't, it's not my type of thing. I've never been into the psychological thriller of one man. I mean, maybe it's because of the machismo thing, you know, it's like, man, fuck that, I beat that dude's ass, you know, like, but You know, it's just like, and why don't you just take, and I don't know, man, Fassbender, why don't you just get more guns and just start shooting at everything? Because that's what we want to see.
He's just walking down the neighborhood, and every snowman he's seeing, bam, bam, bam.
Some little kid's like, I just built that. You know?
Mommy, it's Frosty, it's Frosty.
Did you like Seven, which this is kind of modeled after that type of psychological?
Right, but Seven was kind of like foundational in its own, right?
So everybody's been aping Seven, and now this is like aborted
I'm
fetus
sure
10 times removed
something
of
else.
Seven.
I don't know if it's even that bad. I think it's just a Fassbender glorification film, man. Fassbender's like a certain type of white. Can you tell me what type of white he is? He's like Icelandic, Norwegian.
Yeah, sure.
Good-looking dude.
Yeah, Aryan of some kind.
Yeah, and they got this Aryan setting and this Aryan and visually, cinematically, that is a seller. I would watch just to look at him scream, press to the edge. I'd be like, look at him. That's right, David. Go to the edge. Because I won't acknowledge him as the character in this movie. He's still an android solving crimes. You know, like, because the story's left untold, right? And it's like, fuck, man, that really pisses me. Fassbender just pisses me off.
I like really get that. You do not like Michael.
Yeah.
No. It's the exact opposite. I love him.
You don't like how he's.
I hate myself for loving him.
I
Man.
see.
You know, like, and he makes me so mad because it's like, you guys have to admit, you saw Prometheus, right?
Yeah.
David was dope in that.
Yeah.
And
It was
like
great.
there was like this weird theme of like unwilling forgiveness in a lonely fucking universe when she sewed his head back on or whatever. You know, like.
Yeah.
And then he fucked her over, and I was with that. But like, when the other one came, it had Wait, did you guys see Covenant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like,
I did not see it.
Okay, I'm gonna just
talk about it.
You know that it was a tour de force of Michael Fassbender, and Alien shouldn't have even been on it. It should have been Covenant and then Alien underneath, right?
Okay,
you know?
sure, yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so I've seen a ton of Fassbender. He carried the weight of that fucking film with just little hints of, ooh, look, Danny McBride can be serious. That's a trip, you know, like there. And then and his interaction with the aliens is priceless, right? So like that's what keeps me watching. But then I can't. It's hard for me to compartmentalize, using this word again, him into other characters now. He's now kind of cast type as this alien science fiction ninja from the past.
Do you think the next edition of the Alien, whatever these are, spin-offs, is just going to be all Fassbender robots?
Well,
just like no other cast, just like him.
That's actually what the
You're fucking kidding
internet
me.
is saying right now. Is
What?
that it's going to focus more on Fassbender.
So
But
he's just going to play a bunch of it's just the whole cast is
I
going
wouldn't mind seeing this story, man. But you know, here goes the thing.
Don't call it Alien.
Don't call it alien.
Don't call it alien,
Call
yeah.
it Fassbender versus the Danzig white guys, H.R. Geiger android men. Who are they? The creators
or
the
whatever.
progeny?
The designers.
Yes, the designers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're pissed. And, you know, and like the one good thing about that information that really Scott's been saying is, yo, that wasn't their home planet, and the other cats are going to go to that planet and find it, and they're going to be mad. So by then, he's going to have 2,000 aliens, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like 2,000 aliens versus a bunch of engineers, and Fassbender going, and a snowman melting off on a fucking mountain peak, right? You know, I'm sorry.
So the Snowman is a prequel to this.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
This is their first run.
Gary, can I picture this with your love-hate relationship with Michael Fassbender?
Yes.
Michael Assbender.
We're getting into some M. Night Shyamalan territory right now. This one is what a twist. You know what I'm saying? That's mumble rap.
What is your favorite Michael Fassbender movie?
Prometheus.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also you
Oh,
also
no.
hate it.
You know what else he was pretty good in, man? And I hate to say this, but he was wild as fucking 12 Years a Slave.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Right.
Dude, he's totally awful. He's like a pirate awful. Like, he's like dressed like a pirate.
So which one does he play?
And,
He's not the slave.
He's not the slave.
no, he's a slave owner that is taking advantage of the slave sexually and then beating the dudes' asses. He's very brutal. He's very unkind. Brad Pitt produced that movie, and he pops up like a smart Canadian architect that's not into slavery.
He's like, hey guys.
Of course, man. I paid
I'm
$200
Brad
grand for that, you know.
Do not endorse slavery.
I did, exactly. You know, like Fassbender kind of looks at him, but it was interesting because it was him, and then there's another science fiction actor that reminds me of Fassbender. The dude that played Khan in that Star Trek, and it was totally fucked. The one with the Wu-Tang Klingons.
yeah.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Cumberbatch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like all three of them in the same movie was like, whoa, this is a trip.
I thought those were all the same white person. And it turns out
nah, man, I know my handsome white man.
My favorite Fassbender is Magneto.
Okay.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I keep going back to those X-Men movies going, oh, that was pretty good. And then I like think about it, I was like, no, it was just Fassbender and Xavier doing their stick.
Now that I process after you said that, I don't like him as Magneto, really. I mean, I like him visually, but it always seems like, man, we're the homies.
Yeah.
Man, fuck y'all!
Yep.
And it's like the same thing every time with him. And then like the last one, right? He's with Apocalypse, like, this is my new big homie, he's gonna fuck it all up.
They keep playing the same storyline with him, which is...
Right. I would like to see him actually just lead the team for a whole movie and there not be any question of his morals. Or maybe outside they frame it a few shots that like, wait, what's he doing? But it's like, nah, he's cool. You're just an asshole.
I am fascinated with your fixation on Fassbender.
Some fascinated fixations with Fassbender. That's a podcast. Man.
Yeah. That's this episode. That's what it's going to be about. Go for it.
Well, it's going to fastly bend to the trailer, The Snowman.
Do your best. Let's see if we can keep it on the rails.
He calls himself the Snowman Killer.
Why would he do that?
He cuts off their heads and then makes a snowman with it?
He kills snowmen? He's a snowman who kills.
So this is his like motif, right? He like you have the wet bandits, they're like filling up the houses.
It's Kevin Spacey in Seven. He's killing people on the Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah,
You got Hannibal Lecter eating people. His thing is, I'm a snowman?
He's a snowman. Is he
Killer.
also
It's Macaulay Culkin.
it's just here's what I'm wrapping my mind around. He kills the person, then does he go outside and just start making a snowman?
Yeah, they don't show those parts. It's
Yeah.
kind of like when people die and they poop and nobody shows that in the movie. but I would like to see that.
Or is he like making the snowman first, and then if like you like peek outside and you go, oh shit, that person has a snowman outside, but there's no head to it, that means they're next.
I guess. So it's his little calling card. We don't know when he does it, why he does it. I was also getting the impression that he's somehow collecting pieces of humans to make a
Ultimate snowman?
human
Some-
man?
like
Some
May?
sort of woman?
Like
like
May?
a normal woman? I don't...
Some sort of puzzle. They're like,
Yeah.
you can't put the puzzle pieces together if the edges don't fit.
But yeah, I don't know. But then he's replacing their dead bodies with like a snow head or like a carrot nose or like sticks for arms. Like what is
This
going
does not
on?
seem like an efficient pastime with an android chasing
I
you.
feel like if he's gonna go all in, if he's gonna go with the Snowman Killer, he should go all in. He should be stabbing people with the carrot nose.
Yes. This should be like that, like Anchor Bay or Full Moon or whatever, Jack Frost, like super low budget, you know what I'm talking about? It's like bad CG, like 90s.
Yo,
The one with
Jack
Michael
Frost was
Keaton.
dope.
No. It's like a horror movie where the bad guy turns into... It's like Chucky, if Chucky got turned into a snowman,
Right.
and he's running around and he's punning snowman shit the whole movie while he's killing people.
So are we positive that there's not a magical element to this movie where he actually is like that?
They
a
did
real snowman?
edit it with enough sound design and quick cuts to make it seem like there was a supernatural force at play.
Right? Because there is a scene too where
But they do that with the killer movies like Red Dragon and all
yeah,
that. You know?
they make you think it's a dragon.
They make you think it's a snowman.
You're like, look at his tattoo. He's a dragon.
He's a dragon.
I'm totally a dragon. You know.
Did you peep the scene where she's like walking in her house? There's like footprints of snow, as if like
A
the snowman
snow person had walked through the house. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
What if it's like Michael Fassbender's emotions channeled into some snow that is killing people?
Oh,
And then he has to face himself.
There's always got to
Made out
be
of snow.
some like reflected like foil character that's like, oh, the good guy is like
The evil
losing
duality.
himself in trying to find the bad guy, and the bad guy is kind of baiting him into this. It's like the Batman Joker relationship with all these dumb fucking movies. What's going to be the origin story of the Snowman Killer?
so I like that he keeps getting pushed, and he keeps becoming colder to all his friends, his wife maybe, and then the last scene, maybe it's his wife, and she's like, Michael, no, and he's like, what? She points, and he looks down at his hand. There's a snowball in it.
It's
He's the snowman.
Yeah, no, I'm into that. With Rick James going cold as ice, cold as ice. You know what I'm saying? That's my jam, man. It's a challenge to be upon this podcast with you fellows because.
Tell me about it.
No, it's like it's a fucking snowman. Like I'm going into like prequel mode. Like what happened here? You're cold as ice. Like you said, what motivates him? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I bet you it's like some sort of children's rhyme or a book. Mm-hmm. It could. I mean, since it is, and I'm not saying that this is a white or Aryan thing, but since it does look a little stiff as far as like the community and the filming and the characters, it could be something about a lost child and a snowman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm some rosebud shit mixed with seven. You know, like my happiness was when I made snowmen with this person and this woman took it away. So now I'm mad at all women after watching The Red Pill and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Totally.
Right.
God,
And
it's
it
so
happened
fucking
on
hack.
Christmas morning.
Yeah.
And then when they do the scene, what's in the box? What's in the box? And he opens it. It's like, oh, it was just the train I wanted for Christmas.
What's up with J.K. Simmons' horrible English accent? Where does this take place that he needs to have that accent?
The North Pole.
What the fuck is going on?
Right outside the frame, there's a bunch of fucking elves.
I mean, okay, this is where the movie needs to go, right? This needs to be a B movie. If you're calling your movie The Snowman,
No, man. They got Fassbender, bro. Okay?
they got Fassbender, they got Miss Alfredson,
This is the director.
the director.
What has he done?
He did Let the Right One In, American remake.
American
he did
remake, though.
Tinker Tailor Super Spy. So
3D.
he's a serious director.
Okay. And this is a serious, novel on the bestsellers list, so are we missing something here?
Is it? I did not know that.
like at the beginning
maybe
of the
it's
trailer.
a hack rendition of a good book. And maybe there is some substance to it, like when you read the book, like there is the whole backstory of the child in the snowman.
Or it's just like a really good psychological thriller and the screenplay adapters were just like, we're kind of fixated on this snowman that's on page 12. We're going to actually make that the whole movie.
You guys ever see?
I'm the Hollywood doctor, man.
Yeah.
Let's make the snowman the killer,
Is it? Do you guys ever see that short film? I don't think it's of this country, where it's like of this. It's called The Snowman, and it's very like it's just like music score.
He's flying
around.
yeah.
He's like grabbing children as he goes.
That
Gary is not.
blanking, yeah.
Like is a claymation?
No,
It's animated.
It's like if you were a kid in the early 90s, you would have seen this. Yeah. It's just something that they would play over and over again on the holidays, like on Nickelodeon or whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But I'm curious if it's just like they were going to adapt that, and then it was like, oh, this is really boring. Actually, there's not enough substance here.
We need a gritty 2017 reboot.
Instead of him like taking the kids on a magical snowman ride, how he just murders them all.
I would rather see the snowman thriller.
Yeah.
Go on. So you get MJ,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing his dance.
That was it. It'd be a snowman doing the thriller dance.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks for coming.
Let's rate this trailer. So, Gary, we've got a really ridiculous rating system rather than like, I like it, I don't like it, based off of that Regal ad that used to play before movies about like, we're all the same when the lights go out. I don't know if you see a lot of movies in the theater, but...
This sounds sexy, man.
Yeah.
But not a good sexy.
No.
Like hella creepy sexy.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, it's going to break down to this. If you were totally unhappy with this trailer and do not want to see this movie, you're going to say, I love robots.
I love robots.
If you are kind of on the fence and you wish there was a little more to it that maybe the trailer isn't giving you, but you kind of suspect, like, this might just be a shitty trailer, maybe on the second trailer, I'll be sold and I can't wait to see this movie. You're going to say, In Space with Zombies.
In space with zombies.
And if you are totally sold on this because you're a big Fassbender fan, like I know you are, you're going to say, Like a lot.
So you cool if I scream like a lot.
And then you can give us some bullet points onto why you rated this trailer this way. So please, take your time.
Robots in space? Can I do that?
No,
damn it.
you absolutely can't do that. I appreciate your enthusiasm.
That's actually kind of a trigger for Sean as well. So let's just skip around.
Okay, sorry about that. I
Yeah.
apologize. I did not mean to ruffle the feathers.
No. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I will go In Space with Zombies then.
Excellent.
But a week in space with zombies, like low orbit in space.
Yeah.
I can definitely appreciate that.
Okay. Not into psychological thrillers. Not into isolated incidents of psychological thrillers. Not into second-rate iconography by serial killers like stick figures or gimmicky murder. Not into killers specifying a particular gender identification, or race. And that's what turns me off about it.
What could it use to kind of like get you back on its side?
A little bit more explanation of why it's happening. And we know that it is happening, and I understand there's supposed to be a mysterious air about it. But if the book is a national bestseller, I'm pretty sure there's other aspects that formulated the killer. And I'm not trying to build a sympathy with it, but like at this point, it seems like a Michael Fassbender fascination film. Which is cool if you don't have the sound on, don't watch the movie, put your own music on, and just enjoy it, you know? But
Just put on your Let the Right One In, white noise,
right,
get some
exactly.
Lubriderm, and watch some Fassbender. Devin?
It's like I wanted to deny that.
No, I know. It's okay. You're in a safe space here. You can accept that. Devin, you got a rating for this?
I'm giving this The Snowman. I love robots. Did not like this trailer.
No.
Did not like the gimmick. Did not like when we did get clues of what the killer was. He was doing the played out voice manipulator. You could have saved him.
Oh, yeah.
I gave you all the clues.
You do a good babe, bro.
The only clues I'm getting is this is going to be a terribly boring movie.
They used the word clues in the movie multiple times.
They did. They're making it out like there's going to be
Trail.
some, like gingerbread trail. And it's going to be like 3 hours long, and I'm not going to know what's happening, and I'm going to have to pretend I like it to seem smart.
Yeah.
There's going to be like some vague ending to make it seem like it's more poetic than it really is. It's a snowman like melting in the sun, and that will be the end, and they won't solve anything.
Right. Yeah. Just watching these characters deteriorate for no good reason.
Yeah.
Just like a snowman in the sun.
You guys are, now I see a Michael Fassbender with a mirror and directing it in the killer's face at the right moment. And I'm melting!
The reveal's going to be so disappointing.
Any way you slice it.
Unless he's like, okay, what about this? He's called the Snowman because he's like, is it albino? Where he's just like that white as snow skin?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be creepy.
Dude, what if he's the town coke dealer and he's just collecting on his pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
I just go straight like The Wire at the end.
There we go.
Yeah, you guys are already rewriting this better. I would watch your movie. I'm not sure about this one. I'm also going to rate this I Love Robots. Played out MO for the killer. I don't like it. It's very kind of like Hack Zodiac or like... Do you guys remember the movie where Robin Williams was like the bad guy?
24-hour photo?
No. It's the one that kind of takes that place in the wilderness. Yeah, Insomnia. Was that a Chris Nolan movie?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I did not see that.
It was like one of the few movies I've ever had to walk out of in the theater because I was supposed to be somewhere else. Like I sat down and I was like, I can't wait to watch this movie. And then I got a call and I was like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be somewhere, and like had to leave, and I never rewatched it. But like
sad.
it just looks like this type of movies. Like we've seen them done better. This seems kind of like the hack Western Family version, and
I like that your review is. I saw 5 minutes of that Robin
it's
Williams
probably
movie.
better like than this. Yeah, don't care for J.K. Simmons' accent. Really curious how they're gonna fit in the carrot nose and the coal buttons and the top hat to this motif. I did like the part where the seagulls ate the dead lady. I thought that was fun.
That's what was going on.
Yeah, that looked cool.
See, because also if you do the Snowman, like if you play him up as like a Frosty the Snowman Killer, Frosty always had like the animals like following him and like putting on his scarves and his hat and his pipe.
Yeah, he's got the animals in on it.
Wouldn't it be cool if like the killer is just like with the top hat and like a pipe in the shadows? Like,
It would actually be super cool. I would go to like a lot, you know, like, man.
Okay.
I'm an evil snowman. You know? Like he does something when he runs off from Michael Fassbender.
I'll be back someday.
Next winter,
Exactly.
see me again.
If we make enough money for the sequel.
Oh man, yeah, I don't care for it. But I do actually. I'm kind of opposite of you, Gary. I do like snow settings. I like The Thing. You know,
I love The Thing.
I like things that I like that 28 Days of Snow or whatever that vampire movie is fucking
Yeah,
called.
no, that one's
500
dope as
days
fuck.
of snow.
Winter
28 Days a Night or whatever.
yeah.
28 Days
I
of...
can't even remember the name of it.
What is it, man? It had my dude in it. He was my dude before Fassbender.
Yeah.
He's not as sexy as he used to be.
Dude, where's my sled?
No.
The Lucky Number 11 guy.
Lucky Number 11. Yeah. Tweaker from.
Hey, Joe. Fuck.
Tweaker from the Faculty.
Yeah, The Faculty. What the
Josh
fuck is that
Hartnett.
guy?
Josh Hartnett.
Well
Man.
done.
We did it.
Slevin was my jam.
I don't want to wait for
Yeah. No, but I don't want to be misunderstood on that since we're on podcast. I do like snow
Oh yeah,
settings.
you're gonna be held accountable for what you say
let's
about
go.
snow
No,
movies.
I mean, like, come on, man. You hit me with The Thing, man, and that's like one of my favorite films. It's
Yeah.
like, it's a monster thing. It's like, it's ridiculous.
It's a good setting,
But I hate walking around in the snow looking for killers.
Yeah.
He did set
It's
you up
cool.
on that one. He's like, yeah, well, I like snow movies, like The Thing. Apparently, Gary doesn't.
I know, man. Like, you just hit me right in the chest. Like,
fine.
dog.
Sean, you just
McCready, dog.
Sean just snowman himself because Gary's gonna leave and he's gonna be like, I can't believe Sean played me like that.
But
I gotta get my revenge.
I see what you're saying, and I will stick by the fact that I do like winter, the season, and so psychological thrillers that are fucking up my winter.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah, I get it's happening. We're going to that trope too frequently. I feel you on
But
that.
like that, see, like that's isolation. Nobody can help you from a monster.
Yeah.
There's tons of cops, and Michael Fassbender's on the case here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be fine. I guess we're kind of all in somewhat similar states. Fuck the Snowman.
Yeah.
I'll probably see it anyway. You got a way to close this? You got another?
that was
You
good.
want to sing another song? Another Christmas song?
I mean, I didn't write any down.
You don't got anything?
Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh.
Okay. So far, it's just the original song.
Gonna see this movie at midnight on opening day. Damn it, that's just a positive review.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a punchline.
That's okay. That's okay. You've done enough damage today.
You've won this time,
Yeah.
Fassbender.
Also, his name is Harry Hole.
Harry Hole is the detective's name?
Yeah.
Harry Hole.
His name is Assbender, and his character's name is Harry Hole.
Fucking hell.
That's our closer.
That's great. I'll watch that. I mean, not what you know. What
Yeah, we know what you meant, Gary, and that's the Snowman.
There's a party tonight. It's at Lake Derrick. Where the people got killed. Are you crazy?
It's gonna be super creepy and scary. That's why it's gonna be lit.
I'm so excited.
Do you believe this? 14 murders? Why would they want to go to a party where people have been murdered? Even drinking that bayou.
What is booze?
Bitch juice.
There's something going on around here. I know. We need to leave.
We need a phone.
Oh, table. We don't have reception.
What is you ducking down for?
I'm trying to be incognito.
They got you down for check fraud, criminal trespass.
Attempted murder.
Me, bam! Hi, officer!
Intro battle.
Surprise!
Finally.
That's a joke from the trailer.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. It's also, I'm glad, it's a callback to you finally dropping this trailer on us. I knew we were going to do it sometime this October.
It's
Seems
here.
like a great opportunity.
It's here, boys and girls. And not only did I make you watch it, I made you watch 4 different versions.
Boo Madea 2? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Boo 2 Madea Halloween. Which
We
one?
watched the teaser, we watched the full trailer, we watched a retro trailer
Of the first movie.
of the first movie, and we also watched the original trailer for the first movie.
And like all of Tyler Perry's movies, they all blended together, and we had to rewatch the first.
I am convinced that
That's
they were
one movie.
filmed back to back because every like location is the same, almost every like beat is the same.
All the movie references are the same. They're stuck on
I've
like
seen
Saw
some of that
Ring.
stock footage on online sites for horror.
Like,
yeah. You
Oh, the
can-
running through the
like,
woods
you can buy
shit
it
from
for
the
like
beginning.
$25 a clip. Single license use.
That's great.
hilarious. Is this the same movie? Did he just take his first movie and then get the director's cut? And
Can
now
we
it's
check who edited
re-releasing?
this movie?
Tyler Perry, I'm assuming.
Okay, because Tyler Perry is somewhere like me with Final Cut 10, like, yeah, bitches, you know, like, he's going off, you know.
He's the writer, he's the director.
He's 5 of the characters,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So, all right, I've got questions for you guys.
That's racist.
Well,
you see that, Gary?
Yeah, I saw it. And we make one black guy here, so that's good.
yeah, so together with your powers combined, you can probably answer these questions honestly. How many of these Tyler Perry Madea movies have you seen?
So there's
I
10
have
of
seen
them.
one.
You've
I
seen
don't know
one.
which one it was.
Okay.
And I've seen one.
So I'm blacker than both of you because I've seen like 3 or 4.
Really?
So, no, I'm just kidding.
No, have you really seen 3 or 4?
Yes, I
though?
have. But there's 8 of them. There's so many fucking
Why the
Madea
fuck, how do you
movies.
end up watching 3 or 4? You're every day.
I go
There's
and
so many
see
layers
shit.
to you, Sean.
I go and see shit in the theater all the time with
You
my
saw
stupid
this shit in
friends.
the theater?
I get dragged to this stuff all the time. I see so many made for
Yeah.
black, as I'm doing in air quotes, family movies and stuff by hanging out with Kyle and Keith.
Yeah.
That I like, and to be honest, they all kind of blend together. But just like all the other white movies blend together for me as well. It's not.
Choose your words wisely,
Yeah.
Sean.
No,
not the racial
He
implications.
gets a pass. Tyler Perry's shit totally blends together, man.
It's-
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand totally what he's saying, man. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not because there's a bunch of black people on the screen. I've seen a lot of it. Oh God, they're all the same. No, not at all. It's like fucking, oh, look, family themes. Oh, some sort of giant conflict. Oh, they resolve it with farts and funny humor. And it's cool because that formula works. I mean, like,
Yeah, it worked for Eddie Murphy and it worked for Martin Lawrence when
Right.
they both did this same fucking gag.
Right, but then they left, got all on drugs and shit, and whatever else lifestyle changes they had that made them stop making these movies. And there was a void that was filled, and I'm gonna guess the Southern community. You know what I mean? Like,
We need a good Christian boy to fill this spot.
oh man, yeah. So
Gary, my favorite part of these trailers was watching you like howling, laughing at some parts, and then right after go, "That's stupid."
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the instant regret of
Yeah.
your like.
Well, here's the thing. There's one thing about the Tyler Perry formula that totally works for me as a male who identifies as African American and Filipino with strong, being raised with strong family ties in the South. I got aunties and uncles that those are caricatures of, are like great aunties and uncles. And they were very important parts of my life in my formative years growing up. And so, like, to see this, to me, it's like, oh, check it out, man. They're honoring the elders through humor.
Yeah.
And that, you know, and that brings a light to cats that we forget about all the shit they went through and stuff, but they're still kicking it. So, like, to see them knocking out fucking monsters and shit's hilarious, man. Because, I mean, I don't know if it's an inherently black thing. I don't think it is. I can't speak for all black people, but, like, when the monster movies happen, I immediately look over at my girlfriend. I'm like, man, knock that motherfucker out. Yeah, I'd do that. You know, like, I don't know what I would do. I would hate to be like, the shit goes down, I just leave Michelle hanging, right? Like, where'd you go? I ran for my life. I'm sorry, but I mean, like, it's funny to explore those themes with them and the way he frames it in there, especially with this tried and true fucking Marlon Wayans formula of scary movie, right? You know, it's totally ripping scary movie stuff off, and like, Marlon Wayans knows it works. He went and made Paranormal Ghost House or whatever the fuck that's called, right?
Yeah, he spit off his own movies.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was like, I wanted to lampoon this. I wanted to be like, haha, fuck you, Tyler Perry. But I found myself like, I'd watch that shit.
Yeah. I absolutely would too. I'm with you. He's playing with this thing that we've seen where there is kind of a relationship between black audiences and horror movies as having this kind of like, there's like this kind of played out like trope of like, oh yeah, when black people see horror movies, they're like yelling at the screen, like, don't go in the basement.
That's
and
what it's
blah, blah,
called.
blah.
It's called the "don't go in there" stereotype.
Yeah, like this
they
is
generalize by a black woman going, "Don't go in there" when the killer's in that closet. Oh, she's about to get fucked. Yeah,
right.
I know. I've heard of the stereotype before. But to be fair, I've seen it disproven by tons of white people in
absolutely.
Bellingham. And I'm like,
Pickford audiences. It's the old white people that do it.
it's great. I'm not gonna lie.
But when I lived in LA, there was definitely theaters where it was like there was definitely more black people that would go to those theaters, and when I went there, I was like, oh, there's so much interaction with the screen, and this is like totally different from what I'm used to, but I really kind of dig it.
Yeah.
But this kind of mentality is like kind of pervade, and then Tyler Perry seems to be kind of cashing in on this idea of like, yeah, these are kind of like tropes of my family unit thrown in a horror movie. This is how they would react if something crazy went down. And it seems like that's also tired at this point, but I still think it's funny.
No, it's great.
I still think it's funny every time.
But in this uber-sensitive new way of society that I feel that I am a part of, I caught myself, you didn't have to make white people look like that. Like the thing where they made that girl screaming and the three cuts. She's like, I was just like, man, they're plotting on screaming white women right there.
There's multiple cuts of a close-up of this white woman screaming with the most ridiculous face.
Right, I was like, it's cold-blooded, man, and I don't know, but so I do like that he hits all that in his humor. I'm not a particular fan of Tyler Perry's narrative or his overall goal in films and his cookie-cutter ideal of what this should be, what a strong black male is, I guess, but that's not for this movie.
Is a strong black male someone who cross-dresses as an old lady? Is that...
Okay, let's open that box. Is this problematic? Like, are we over this, or is this type of drag, like, offensive that he can kind of throw on this, like, well, now I'm a woman, and now I'm going to talk about female sexuality and female anatomy and make jokes about that, and, like, elderly shame, and, like...
There's a scene where he, like...
I've never been a fan of this kind of style of comedy, except for with the clumps, with the actual Eddie Murphy. Like, no, actually, they are funny, but only because of the sentimentalism that I told you earlier.
Okay.
Well,
but I can see the deep problems.
But the clumps was, like, one of the first ones, too, right? In terms of, like...
One guy playing...
Like, so many characters.
Right.
And it's incidental that they're female and male. It's just kind of like...
And then, also, like, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right.
That movie's hilarious.
Well, yeah, and Tootsie with Al Pacino or whatever, like, this
There wasn't the same level of scrutiny placed on gender identification and that within those times, though. And I'm not trying to, I can't speak up for him. I'm not trying to, like, Bill Cosby defense automatic kind of thing. I literally think these gentlemen, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, I think that they were, like I was saying, lifting their elders up. And I honestly think Tyler Perry's doing it in that sense, too. Yeah, I mean, he's not doing a drag of somebody his age. It's like he's still regarding his elders. It's like a way, because let's just be frank, man. I know all my old black family's charismatic as fuck with their own quirks, and it's great. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not saying they're all like the people on Tyler Perry movies or what we saw, but like, there's definitely some underliers I can see there where, oh, hey, man. And especially, like, growing up in the South. I think that has a big thing to do with it, too.
That's true. Like, I finally, a couple years ago, met the black side of my family. And they all live in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, that sucks.
So we had a reunion, and it was, like, the most stereotypical, like, black family reunion you could have.
It's so North and East Coast, man.
Yeah, we were on the East Coast.
Was it cold?
We went to the park. It was winter.
Was Will Smith there, DJ?
Will Smith was there. It was the middle of winter. There was a snowman. But we had a picnic. There was what's the puppet man?
Ventriloquist?
There was one of those there for some reason.
Just like hanging out?
Just
part
hanging
of the family?
out to like entertain
It was a brother,
us. It was a brother. And
that is awesome. What?
Yeah.
That's what's dope, man.
Yeah. But so
that's important to him.
So what made me think of this is I got to finally meet my grandpa. And he was like the most charismatic man I've ever met. Very charismatic.
Got to take on everything.
Like, doesn't give a shit.
Funny colloquialisms.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh, shit. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put my grandma in a box, and I would definitely say that my grandma is way cooler than Tyler Perry in drag. But, like, she has a lot of the passions and the enunciations and stuff that a lot of the like there's actual old people in that crew. That little old lady. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the triple threat thing, because my grandma used to have a friend named Aunt Florence, and she was like a lady with. I used to tell her, why do you have turkey necks underneath your arm? You know, because there's like this flappy stuff going on, and she had that terrible Marlboro voice. Boy, get your ass out the kitchen! I'll beat your ass! You know, dude, I love that, man. But like the interactions I was seeing in Boo too, it was the same shit that like my grand, because they would talk shit to you, they would get terrified together. Oh no, you know, like, I love that shared emotion of like, you know, shared experience among friends. Reacting to something together is always like the brother telling the guy, he killed my sister, real quick, you know? It's hilarious, man, because it's like, he's still sticking with these themes of this particular core group of elder folks, and he's sticking to his mission, man, and that's a formula for success with a lot of people. That's why it's still hitting, you know, like, oh, I'll go see that, it's cool, you know?
Nice.
It's family fun. They include the old folks.
Yeah. They do. They don't get enough representation.
I do wish, though, you did make a good point. Like, the other actual old ladies are pretty funny in this.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you couldn't find someone to be that Madea character that's not Tyler Perry.
Right.
I still think the Madea character, while funny and sometimes it's still just like a shallow caricature of what the strong elder Southern woman, black woman of that time, that's a family woman and has because like I'm not saying that he's disrespecting. I'm just saying, trust me, man, that's just a fraction of the power.
Yeah, it would hit. Yeah, it would hit more. It would mean more if it was an actual like strong black older woman,
right?
Rather than
him in a more matriarchal sense. And I don't mean to get all weird and but I'm like just like if you're near it. Like, when I'm a kid and I would get my ass whipped, for instance, I gave a white girl my Swatch watch when I was a kid. Let her borrow it.
Don't do that.
I didn't. I shouldn't have. I had to pick my own switch. And this is power. Here's my grandma laying on the couch, right? And she's like, Bogey, get a switch and whip him. Then my then 25-year-old uncle gets up, gets a switch, and proceeds to beat me, man. And I'm like, damn, grandma, this is how this works. Out, man. This is how it works, man. You know, the hierarchy is in place, man. So, like, they don't go too much into that kind of stuff, but there's a strange and awesome thing about the Southern black elderly lady. And I mean, like I said, he celebrates it, but it's like you're at Mardi Gras and you're wearing a fucking mask or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because beneath all the surface, there is a deep well of character, and honestly, that's what propels this shit, man. Really, like it's the family, and it's identifiable enough. Plus, from what you're telling me, it's relatable enough to white people that they'll go have a laugh too. You know, so like.
Yeah, and I don't think it's at the expense of like, oh, this is characterization of black people. It's funny. Like, it's fucking funny. Like, Girls Trip, obviously my favorite movie of the year so far. I don't ever feel like I'm going to laugh at the black experience. I feel like I'm being invited into an experience, and there are cultural differences in the humor that I feel like I'm welcomed to participate in, not at the expense of anybody.
And it is true, too, because going back to that family reunion and like getting to know the black side of my family more, like the humor and like the jokes that were happening, like kind of saw my dad in a different light,
right?
With his humor and him joking around. Usually he's very quiet and kind of mumbly, but like seeing him like light up with, you know, his family and other black people it kind of like really blew my mind in that sense of this, like how different these experiences are and how, you know, I'm kind of riding that middle line.
Yeah, no, I come from those experiences myself, and sometimes when I'm in Bellingham, I'm like, oh gosh. Anyways, I digress.
Well, I implore you, gentlemen, to participate in more Tyler Perry Madea movies because there are a wealth of them. You could be. I mean, they're like earnest movies. There's like one for every occasion. Like Madea Saves Christmas. Madea goes to jail. Madea goes to Africa. Like she's.
We can make it a holiday, man. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so one critique of this as a comedy is
one critique.
My one critique of this as a comedy is I would love to see this movie update its spoof references. Like I see there's a Get Out reference, and that's funny.
Get Out isn't horror though.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. It's not.
I thought you were gonna really drop some like.
No, it's not horror though. It's totally not horror.
Okay.
It's more like social commentary, psychological thriller, right?
Well, yeah, but in the horror, like you're expecting things to happen in like a in the vein of like a Rosemary's Baby or something like that is like, oh, is there some kind of like supernatural element? Like you're trying to figure out what's causing this as you would a horror movie, and you have like expectations of things unraveling like a horror movie would, finding out who's in on the thing. Like it has a lot of social commentary things, but like you find it in the horror section of a video store, right?
I kind of wish you would have seen it with a lot of black people.
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm not
like,
disagreeing.
Everybody was pretty much, and I'm not saying that I was like at the theater for every black person that was
right.
there.
At least all of them in Bellingham.
Yeah, exactly. We all went together. It was like there was no Madea movie that week. So it was pretty much like the TSA agent. Like right at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, those are white people that are going to capture you and sell you into sex slavery. Like we knew the plot right away. It was just like a thing,
that's
like
a horror like setting, right?
I think maybe living in Bellingham has desensitized me to that. Like I've been up here 15 years now, and I came from a black neighborhood, so like I'm just kind of like, maybe I could see that, but I'd like to give you guys more credit than that.
Well, I don't mean to diminish the genre. Obviously, I love it. Like I'm draped in horror movie.
Yeah, I
see
it.
No,
I don't never doubt you. I know you're badass.
I think even like Jordan Peele would be like, yes, I made a horror movie called Get Out, but I feel like we're also in agreement that it has a lot of political and social, like that's the forefront of it.
So you're
dressed
saying,
in a horror movie.
So you, and I'm not trying to argue with you, Sean. I just want to know.
Oh no, it's fine.
Just a question.
You can argue with me.
This is a fist fight.
You can argue.
You're Ice Cube. You're Charlie Day. We're gonna fist fight it right now.
Well, I just want to know,
Harry. Like, what are you trying to say?
It's like maybe the Hannibal thing. I've been watching a lot of Hannibal.
Okay.
The couple of seasons of it, and like, it's like psychological thriller, man. Like one guy doing some head games. It's like one family that figured out a medical procedure, man. It's like Bates Motel or fucking Hannibal to me, man. I mean, it's
okay.
It's I don't know, man. I guess I call it what they call all this new shit like the Black Coat's Daughter and The Witch. I guess I put it in the post horror category.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Here, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna solve this.
Go ahead.
It's new wave horror.
That's what they're calling post horror, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know what new wave means. I know.
I don't know. I just saw a guy in like a tight leather jacket and laser beams in the back and like some Cronenberg shit. Yeah, some Cronenberg shit going down.
But yeah, I feel like you're both arguing the same point.
It's a little semantic at this point, but I think my original point, not to discredit what you're saying, because that's maybe for a different discussion, which is worth having, that it's mostly Tyler Perry is jabbing at the Ring and Saw movies still,
right?
With like his it's the Ring girl and it's the voice on the phone from the Saw movies, which would be funny if those were the movies that were out in theaters right now,
right?
But like if he was riffing on the Snowman, or if he was riffing off of
the
Friend Request movie, or something that came out more recently, I'd be like a little more stoked with the humor just being updated. I'd feel more with the movie.
Yes. I do like the plot point of them going to a house party. Mm-hmm. Because that's kind of like Can't Hardly Wait.
You sure that's not the first one? No, I thought they were in the woods.
Gary, that's what I'm saying. It's both of them. He made the same...
House in the woods.
He made the same movie twice.
They're like in the front yard of that.
He didn't even make the same movie twice. He made one movie and this is a re-edit.
Right.
I'm dead. That's not even a joke. Every scene is the same.
Like we edited 2 years at a time. The people don't look like they aged a bit. The returning characters. It's true.
It was all shot at the same time.
Black don't crack, Gary.
Is that a term? But there was a Latino-looking fellow with the cowboy hat and the vest with no shirt on. He was definitely looking the same in both trailers, man.
It has to be the same movie. But anyways, there's a party in both movies. Mm-hmm. My one regret is that that's like a prime, like you get to see some sweet-ass costumes. All of the costumes were boring. Like none of the Halloween costumes,
the rack Halloween store costumes,
like caught my eye.
Yeah, they went Amazon sexy theme bad guy costumes for that. So no props to your art department on that one, Tyler Perry.
Maybe they just have to pay. Maybe I'm not aware that there's licensing to spoof something. But there can't, like, that's not how intellectual property rights work. Like, if they had to do that, then there wouldn't be scary movies. You can make fun of it.
I think that Tyler Perry, with this particular formula for these scary movies, he's just hitting stuff that he knows people have seen. Well, and you got to admit, Sean, it's an uncertain time in horror. Not uncertain, like we don't know the future of it, but a lot of weird shit's coming out now that's like, is it horror? Sort of, yeah, if you let yourself get into it, you know what I mean? So
apparently so, since you taking out Get Out.
Well, yeah, that's one of them, but I mean, trust me, I mean, like I watch a lot of horror, man, and like all the new stuff that's been coming out has been very abstract in some places, you know? Right. Like, I mean, like, it was cool with Lords of Sin, but to what I'm saying is, maybe what Tyler Perry is doing is just grabbing references that same crowd that's not as immersed in the horror genre can pull on. And when he edited this huge movie, he was like, this is what I got. And then the next one will have, like, a kid getting mushed around in a butter churner by an old butt-naked lady rubbing herself in blood.
What movie is that?
That's The Witch.
Okay. Well, to your point, Gary, too, Tyler Perry wrote this movie. I bet you he has not seen a recent horror film in like the past 10 years.
True.
That's probably it. But like that's what I appreciated about.
Probably just like watching all of them and just all sweaty and mad.
Maybe they're too spooky for him, and he's like, I can't write that in my movie.
I just feel like it's not. So the thing that worked about those scary movie sequels for me is they would always go, oh, what was the horror movie that came out this year? Everyone at least saw the trailer. Let's do the scare from the trailer and make it funny.
Right.
And like that's what kept me coming back to those movies because like, well, at least they're spoofing this thing that is relevant to right now.
Right.
And you know maybe horror has taken another backseat or whatever, but like I don't know that Friend Request movie that just came out. It's like that's ample fodder to make fun of internet.
Yeah.
Life horror or whatever.
Unless he's doing this in every other movie, you think social media would be a prime, easy target for a Madea character.
Well, he's a brand, man.
Yeah,
so it's a brand, and like he knows that a certain audience will go and take their families on a Sunday in October after church and watch that film.
Right.
And it'll have just enough references to be. You can see that on late night HBO or FX or any of the cable channels, but not something where you deeply seek out. Like, how many people that watch Tyler Perry movies you think watch The Witch?
I guess I'm not talking about those deep of references.
7.
7 people or 7 the movie.
It was just 7.
Now, I don't mean to. This is in line with it. What if they switch that shit around, man?
Go on.
What do you mean?
What if Boo all of a sudden became a serious scary movie? And the only funny part was the fact that he was like not the person he was, you know, like, but he still played everything seriously. I mean, he did one scary movie kind of, right? Thriller.
Oh yeah, the one with Matthew Fox.
Like he's updated to Kiss a Spider or something.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, like, what if there was a film and there was people getting killed and motherfuckers just started getting just dealt with, like, and then like. They were like, but they still use family themes to pull through it, but like one of them doesn't make it. You know what I mean,
Gary? This is what I love about you.
I'm sorry.
This is what I like. You watch these trailers and you go, what if it was this really deep metaphor?
I can one up this movie.
I'm just like, man,
and I like where your head is.
I just want to see the darkness, man. Not in real life, just the movie.
Well, here's some darkness for you. Biush.
Bitch juice. I know you're trying to say bitch juice.
Bitch juice.
Yeah.
What does he say? What does this mean?
Biuse.
Is this a...
Biuse.
Gary,
the J is silent, dog. Biuse.
Biuse. Okay.
Gary,
is this UrbanDictionary.com?
Yeah,
I hate to jump on this.
Gary, I hate to pull this card. Do you know anyone who uses this term?
Doug, you're from fucking Buffalo, New York. Okay, you just got.
I'm not from there.
I've been in Bellingham for 15 years, man. The only time I ever hear Bonics is from white kids rapping at the Buff, bro. So like,
so this is a term that's been. They didn't make this term.
I've never heard it, but I was ready to believe immediately. Once again, I can't control myself. I'm like, Biuse. That's that bitch juice, man. That bitter bitch juice.
It doesn't even like come out good.
Use. It comes out with use.
I don't even know what he's trying to like get at with that.
Yeah, like
that's what young college women drink, and that's why they're stereotypically drunk all the time is because they're on that bitch juice?
Is it like...
What does it mean?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know there's some sensitive things here, but I just can't help but laugh.
Oh, no, you're fine. It's fine. You don't have to apologize.
It's fun to say for me.
Is it a spin-off on like drinking the Kool-Aid?
I hope he's just trying to make this term happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's gonna catch on in our circle because apparently it just did.
I am about to go post that in a boosted sponsored ad, man. Buse. It's what's for dinner.
Let us rate Boo Madea 2. Gary, you got a rating for this?
He's a boogeyman. He's a boogeyman.
In space with zombies for sure.
Oh, okay. Still middle of the road.
Yeah.
Why?
What do you got?
I don't go out of my way to see Tyler Perry films. I've seen this movie already, even though I've never seen this movie. Yeah, there's just not a lot going. It's very familiar. It's funny if I see it on TV and there's nothing else at the moment. But I don't really watch TV, so because I use my TiVo, so I don't see myself like seeking this out, man.
Gary, now does that ruin your street cred?
I don't live on a street. I'm not going to tell you about the street I have tattooed across my chest.
Oh.
In Old English.
Oh, I know that street.
Yeah.
Sesame Street.
Exactly, bro. You know. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting this motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, but In Space with Zombies, because I would not watch this, and if it did ruin my street cred, well, I'll switch the post from public to Bellingham Friends Only. You know what I'm saying?
I've done that before, but because I don't know how Facebook works. I'm like the old people in this movie. That was my favorite joke. Is when they say like, "We need a phone," and then they say, "We don't have reception," and then they go, "Ah!" That was a joke.
You like the joke at the expense of the white woman
because they don't have reception.
Yeah,
and then they all scream because of that.
Yeah,
was that what was happening there? I was looking in the back of the screen to see if there was like a guy standing there.
That's how it's cut in the trailer. I don't think that's how it's going to play in the actual movie. But in the trailer, they made it look like oh, people are always on their phone. They can't live without it type of joke. Which, that's funny still for me.
Just toothless humor from Tyler Perry.
Okay, so the only Tyler Perry movie I've seen, I think, is the Christmas one. I have no memory of it besides the fact that it was the most boring movie I've ever seen. So it might have been made by the Tinker Tailor Super Freak Spy. Oh wait, Tinker Tailor Superfly.
Okay.
All right,
there.
That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. He's like, no. Let me tell you why that's pretty good. Because if you've watched Superfly, have you seen Superfly?
I've seen maybe bits and pieces.
Okay, at the end, Priest, the protagonist of the film, leaves the game and he goes to Europe.
But that's where the term Buse comes from.
And he takes Buse to Europe and becomes the Tinker Tailor Superfly.
Yes.
Because his threads and vines are so fucking fly.
Gary wants to get together and make this film. This is going to be at the next Bleedingham.
So it'll have to be horror. We'll have to put Jack the Ripper in it because...
We'll put the Snowman in it. But our Snowman,
true.
who kills people with his carrot nose.
That's true. And he's motivated by snow.
With this crack, which will be a metaphor.
He is a drug-dealing snowman.
Shit, we just did it.
We did it, man.
You guys done?
Yeah.
But Sean, you're gonna we get on the BET movies awards. Do they have movie awards?
Yeah,
they do.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen one of those ceremonies?
They got all kinds of BET awards.
Yeah, they got them all.
BET makes movie awards?
All they do is give out awards.
All right, well,
But if they only...
I don't think they have any other programming than the BET awards. They're just giving out awards. Best BET award show award.
But Sean, we'll thank you in our acceptance speech.
Can I play Michael Fassbender in your movie?
Yes.
You'll be the Snowman.
As a black Filipino male, and I look at the Tyler Perry catalog, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's that white dude from, I see this every once in a while, and it's like one character that has like a second card kind of role, you know what I'm saying? Do you remember any of them?
I remember that Matthew Fox is the bad guy in the serious Tyler Perry movie that you were talking about earlier, the thriller one. I know the mean girl from the movie The Duff, which is not going to be a reference that is going to fly here. She's in the first Boo Madea as the sexy friend of the teenage daughter, the sexy white friend. In this one, it doesn't seem like there's any white people, except for the guy with the long blonde hair, the football player.
Oh, yes. That is a good game, though, Gary, because usually it's the opposite, where you go, what's that black guy from The Wire?
Right.
And that's the game. It's the easiest game in the world.
You've done changed the game.
Okay, so my rating. I'll say this. So out of all the trailers we watched, I really liked the retro trailer. I think that was the best trailer we watched.
Of the first one.
Of the first one, but they did the retro themed really well. They had the voice down. They had the narration
VHS
down.
crackle, the synth score from a John Carpenter movie.
They even did they repeated the title multiple times.
Yeah.
And they kind of took out all the really silly humor, and that actually looked pretty fun.
Uh-huh.
So that kind of sold me. I like the teaser trailer of Boo Madea 2, where it's cut like a typical horror film. They stopped
From
the cop
10 years ago.
From 10 years ago.
Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Yes.
Michael Bay-esque era.
But they play it up as it's going to be a horror film, and then they stop the car. Madea comes out, and death is there, and she walks up to it, puts her hand through his face, and is like, "Ah, hell no, gabba-dooba-dur."
What? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I actually have seen this trailer, the teaser or whatever, on the TV spot multiple times. So
right.
I'm already familiar with the line. Why is it always fat people that want the skinny people to die? That's starting to already leak into me.
Gary, do you know any people who say "harbba-durba-durba-dur"?
No, I don't.
Is it mumble?
You just met one.
Is it mumble rap?
Out of respect for the youth, man, no, it's not.
Oh, mumble rap is in your heart.
Well, all right, man. The mumble rappers will cut you. You watch out. They hear your podcast. And I'm coming in there. Coming to get you, my man.
We already have the bronies on our ass.
Yeah.
So this is not going to be good.
Yo, fun fact. Since we're talking about Tyler Perry, he is casted as Colin Powell in the Dick Cheney biopic coming up.
Really?
Yes.
I can see that.
Yes.
I don't even know if he's a good actor because of these movies have clouded all my judgment of him.
I seen him in something, man, where he was in something.
Oh, The Wire.
Nah, he was in something mainstream that wasn't his shit, and he did all right. He's not a bad actor, but I'm gonna look into it after this podcast, man.
Okay.
I think if it's this editing game, it's dude, Tyler Perry's got hella fucking hustle, man.
Yeah.
I've heard the story that he lived in his car and he had a play and he wrote the play. But if he learned how to edit movies and then he edits this retro trailer and all this kind of stuff, he's the guy doing all of this stuff, man. Then
I do not know.
Man, maybe I
know that
find
Spike Lee has mass beef with Tyler Perry.
Really?
Over him representing the black community in his eyes poorly. So I guess maybe see what side of the fence.
It seems like he's doing pretty well with the money. I'm not saying he could be doing more, but I mean.
Yeah, but Gary, did he do the right thing?
No, he did not do the right thing because apparently he's got to have it. See, that's a play on She's Gotta Have It. Spike Lee's first film.
Okay, that's good.
All right,
it's another movie he did.
Another thing, man. I'm sorry because I don't know why I'm just the expert on black film racism, but
for obvious reasons.
I've been watching a lot of black shows. This doesn't sound framed right. How do I put this? There's been some interesting evolution in storytelling in television right now, and it's badass. There's the semi-negative good side. For instance, this lady who writes Power, the show on Starz, phenomenal storyteller, great editor, great director. Has you entranced, care about the characters. Empire's doing really well. That's kind of a different setting. But what I want to get at is there's shows like Insecure in Atlanta that have this quirky kind of humor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's emerging. Dear White People's one. Dear White People, I wasn't really a fan of the movie, but the series wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. It was pretty clever. It was a very, very witty show, very progressive thinking, and I was into that. Mm-hmm. And now in this time, it's he's playing that safe card with these scary movies, and let's be honest, with his family-friendly films, it's that time is coming to an end.
Yeah.
Now. And not because Spike Lee's mad at him because this is the way black people represent it. Because you can combat that shit with Well, he makes a lot more money than you right now, Spike, because there's people, there are regular people with houses that don't think so radically, that just want a normal Black American life, you know, and be aware of what's happening in their immediate environmental situational awareness type shit with white folks.
Sure.
And why they're raising families, you know, so this works for them, you know what I'm saying? But now their kids, these millennials, not millennials, because I'm old, I'm like 40, man, so like fucking, the younger generation, man, they've grown up in that family that struggled to make that family, right? So now they've grown up in that, they see this, plus that fucking internet, now they're sharp as tacks, man. That kind of humor it's dead, man. Like, and like, it's not only gonna last at least like 2 or 3 more iterations before it's like he has to come up with something new.
Even the primetime sitcoms like Blackish and the Carmichael Show, which are very like Black family focused, have like more wit and teeth and like interesting things to say than unfortunately these Madea movies.
Yeah,
they gotta sharpen their claws a little bit.
Yeah, man.
All right.
And in conclusion, In Space with Zombies.
Yeah, all around. In Space with Zombies for me too. But I do think that a lot of these jokes were pretty funny.
They were highly entertaining trailers.
I'm definitely going to see this. I'm sure of it. I'll recap with you guys. We'll start a text chain about how this was.
Are you going to interact with the theater when you go see it?
I'll try it for your sake
Okay.
as an experiment, and I'll see how quickly I get asked to shut the fuck up. I'm guessing it's within the first thing that I say out loud.
It's all me. It's me. Hey, you.
Enough.
Shut the fuck up. You know? Oh shit, that's Sean. My bad.
Please silence your white people.
That is the button that I was looking for.
The silence.
And that is Boo Madea 2.
This Halloween party is going to kill.
You gotta get out of here. Oh, help me, Jesus! Help me, Jesus!
Tyler Perry's Boo, a Madea Halloween, coming soon to a theater near you.
And that's the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Boo!
Madea.
Let's thank again Gary for coming on.
Yep, excellent job.
Excellent guest. It was great to get another perspective.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
like another human being's perspective? That's not ours?
And, you know, look, I can only take on so much. I'm only half, and I don't know what half.
I'm 0%, and I try to take on quite a bit of the Black experience
you do your
in this
job.
podcast.
My go-to pickup line was always like, oh yeah, I'm half Black. And then you do like the winky eyes.
And you're like, which half?
Yeah, you're like, which half? And then I'm like, my arms.
Yeah.
They're really buff. Well, Gary...
Unfair stereotype, by the way.
Gary is involved with Bleedingham, which is a Bellingham horror-a-thon.
It happens in Bellingham, but international participation is encouraged.
Yes, there's 3 dates. October 27th is like a horror convention at the Eagle Hall.
And the 28th is the local filmmakers featured at the Pickford Film Center.
Mm-hmm. And then the 29th is international, and Gary was just telling us, like, they brought their A game. So come support local filmmakers and I guess filmmakers abroad if you want to spend your Halloween right and get really spooky.
This is the way to do it.
Go to Bleedingham. You can go to bleedingham.com or find it on Facebook.
And if you're fucking around on Facebook or the internet, you might as well stop on moviebabies.com to figure out what we're up to.
Yes. Because, Sean,
yes,
when you don't have time for a 2-minute trailer...
I'm sorry, but Get Out is a horror movie. It's 100% a horror movie.
We won't debate this later, because that's the Movie Babies.